Hello, Kinder. We have already practiced painting, and we talked about Miss Paula. You use this brush. Now we're going to move on to something different, and I've already showed you how to use the paintbrush. So this is the book we're going to do a project on. We've been talking about Eric Carle, Artist of the Month. These matte boards I use over and over. You're going to have a paper mat that I use over and over. Remember, we leave it on the mat and put it on the rack. We always start at the bottom, work our way up. So we're going to make painted paper that we're going to eventually turn into a caterpillar. I'm sorry, a ladybug. So we're going to have several videos I'm going to show you, but this is the first one we're going to do today. So you have your dog bowl and it's on the tray. You're going to leave it on the tray. You're going to have one side filled with water, which we had already used for practicing Miss Paula. Okay? The other side is going to be empty, and with these brushes, I will clean them later, so you will set them in here. See how the handle is sticking up and all the bristles are facing down. Then you will each have a cup of tempera that will probably have the lid off already that you will share with your shoulder buddy. If not, you very carefully take it off because I use these over and over. And remember, when we use our paintbrush, artist, we hold it up like this. We don't have our hands on the barrel, and we never touch the bristles with our fingers or with the paint, okay? Because if you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, then you will not get to use paint in Mrs. Milligan's art room. So this is tempera. First thing you're going to do, artist, we've got our ingredients all ready to create. We have our paper down. We've got our name nice and big on the back. Use your pen. Check your shoulder buddy. So I turn it over. You might get a little bit on your fingers. It's okay. We don't have time for everybody to wash our hands in here. We'll just get a little bit. It won't be a big deal. But you do, however, artists, need to make sure you push up your sleeves, okay? You don't want to get any of this on you. So you're going to take your brush, doesn't matter which one you get, and you're going to fill the whole paper in. Now I'm going to sit here and paint, and you're going to watch me paint. We're going to work together. So we've already got our name on our paper. Move this over so you can see. Yours is going to look like this. I'm going to put my fingers on the bottom left and see what Mrs. Milligan is doing. If it gets off of the edge, that's okay. I'm going to fill in the paintbrush. See where I don't have my hands on the barrel, artist? And this we're going to use next week when it's dry. So I'm filling the whole thing in. You can go back and forth if you want to. But look at my brush, artist. It's only the tip that has the paint on it. Miss Paula, remember, we're going to keep her hair nice and neat. So I'm going to fill the whole thing in. Now you don't want a big glob. See the difference there, artist? You don't want a big glob. You want to spread out that paint because otherwise it'll take forever to dry. And you see I've just been using that same little bit over and over. Now watch. See where my fingers are? I'm holding it, being very careful. Then I might get just a little bit. There we go. So then you're going to take this brush. Remember, artist, we're going to set it down there. You're sharing this with the shoulder buddy. That'll go back on your tray. You'll have a coloring sheet that'll be on your little organizers that you can color with your crayons. This you will carry to the rack. Leave it on the mat. Put it on the rack. Thank you, artist. Step 2 to the ladybugs. This is something that I had done probably 3 or 4 years ago. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to set, remember, this is from last week. Got your name on the back. Make sure it's yours. Set it as close to the edge as you can, and then you can take this paper home. Artist, we're going to try to make a circle using my pen. If it's a little bit too small, that's okay. That way we're not wasting paper. And then, look, I have my circle. And what did Mrs. Milligan say? Remember, thumb goes on top. Fingers goes on bottom, nibble, nibble, nibble. Cut this piece off, put your name on that. Now you have a bookmark and you can draw on that with your pen. So first thing I'm going to do, artist, and nibble, nibble, and you'll have your little trash containers that you can put your little scraps in. And we've been talking about painted paper because of Eric Carle. This way we didn't waste anything, artist. So I'm nibbling, nibbling, nibbling. Get on that line as best I can. You never want to trace on top of the colored paper. Okay, now you're going to take and fold this in half. We've talked about folding. So I'm going to fold it in half. We get it up as best we can to that top part there. See how we're working on our mat here? I'm going to massage that paper. Okay, And then you're going to get out your scissors. If you have a hard time seeing on this side, turn it over and you can see that magical line. Gonna nibble, nibble, nibble. This is the, I will pause the video and show you what we're gonna do with next, but look, you're going to overlap on a white piece of paper, and then we'll get the daubers out, which we've used before. So this is phase 1. Okay, artists, I've got another stencil for you to use. Here's black paper. You will set it on the edge. This is my shell of my ladybug. Take your pen, first thing, check your shoulder buddy. Make sure the bottom left, write your name. Remember, no name, no fame, so there's my name. Okay, then I'm going to, on my mat, so I don't trace it on my paper, I'm going to take my pen or pencil. I don't know if you can see that very well. See how I just started it right on the edge so that I don't have to cut that much? And I might have this paper be smaller for you. Then you'll put the stencil, give it to somebody at your table, and we're going to nibble, 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 go all the way around. Now, we've talked a little bit about placement. I want you to set things up. See how that's where the pen was? I'm going to turn it over. Pen or pencil is always down. And I'm going to think about, okay, would I want my ladybug like that? No. Would I want my ladybug like this? Sure, I'm getting closer. Now, do I want to have a huge space in the center? That's up to you. But you don't want, see how that's sticking out, artist? You don't want that to stick out. So you want to think about how you want. I'm going to overlap it. And this is going to get glued first. And we've been talking about using Mr. Glue. Okay. We are going to hold on to his head, artist. Twist his hat. Take his boogers off if we need to. Have I glued this yet? No. Names on it. Perfect. I'm going to turn it over. It's stuck. Use my mat. Frame of glue. A frame of glue is a line that goes all the way around on the inside. Think about placement. Don't get it too high because I want to put little antenna on there. But set it down. What do we do, artists? We turn it over. We massage it. Hopefully we haven't done too much glue. There we go. If we do, you get a paper towel and fix it. I'm going to do the same thing. Now, this, oops, wrong bottle of glue. This is a thicker piece of paper because we have painted on it last week. Getting both of my little sections ready to go. Put glue on the object I've cut out. Make sure, see if I did this, that's not right. So I have them both in my hand. You can do one at a time if you want to. Think about covering up the top of the head because that's the ladybug's head. You want it to be on top. Press it for a second. Flip it. Rub it and massage it. Okay, really get it all done really good. All right, now, oh, very nice. Hopefully it's going to stick pretty good. If not, we can still hold down, count to 10. Then you're going to add whatever you want to on your ladybug. I'm going to add some little things like this. Maybe you get a white crown, and add, because it's a black head, get a white crown, which I don't have over here with me. Maybe you add little designs. We've talked about different kinds of lines that you can add. You can add little legs. If your marker doesn't work, I keep the cap, artist. So you can give me the markers and I'll take care of them. And then we have the store that has there's a container that you can get another marker. Okay, so there's that. Oops, I forgot I had another leg over there. I made a mistake. So watch what I'm going to do, artist. I'm going to have this ladybug have that be a background. And I could color this another color. Always remember, you want to make it into something if you make a mistake, just like I did. Then you can take one dauber. You'll have these at your table. And I can press and make some dots. Now my daubers only go on the shell, artist. You want it to be symmetrical, meaning you want the same, you want it to look both on the same sides. Symmetry. There we go. So I've got my background line for my green, and I didn't fill the whole thing in, that's okay. I've added with my white crayon. Give my little ladybug some eyes. Maybe I want to come in, add a background. This is optional, meaning you don't have to do this. but I'm doing this because I made a mistake. Also makes the red stand out really good. You have to be careful, artists, when you're getting near your painted paper. And also, we want to make sure we don't have any glue. Can't color on top of your glue because it'll be a smeary mess. Remember, we take care of everything. We stop at that first timer. We all clean together. And when you're done with this today, artists, go on the drying rack, leave it on the map, and put it on the rack. And then you'll have a coloring sheet that you will color with Ooh La La. Maybe I want to take another crayon and color in the antenna. Here we go. So I would take and pick this up and put it on the drying rack.